What's up, Oz?
What's up? What's up? Welcome, man. So, how we doing today?
Doing all right.
Good.
Just had a couple questions.
All right.
Been getting asked quite a few lately.
Okay.
First question. Here, I wrote them down.
Okay.
So the first question that I get pretty commonly is, why life insurance?
Man, that's a good question, man. Well, I tell you what. To me, it's probably one of the most important financial programs every family should have in place, right? All of us work, we grind to produce for our families, to take care of them, to achieve goals and all that good stuff, right? But an untimely death can derail all that, right? So having the proper life insurance in place can definitely help avoid or at least minimize the financial impact that an untimely death would have on a family.
Okay. Additionally, I've also heard when it comes to life insurance that it's really expensive.
Right. Well, uh, a lot of people believe that, right? Actually, life insurance isn't as expensive as one might think, right? In most cases, you can probably have a well-funded plan in place for less than a cup of coffee a day, man. Especially if you're one like us that like to go to one of those
Yeah.
big chain coffee places. We probably spend more on that than what a life insurance policy would cost us.
Yeah, I spend a decent amount in Starbucks as it is right now.
Right. Say
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah. So rolling backwards, I guess.
Mhm.
So yeah, my family's covered while after I potentially pass away,
Mhm.
right? But what happened? What do you do for people while they're alive?
A lot of people obviously are going to take advantage of investing,
Mhm.
right? Via their job retirement program, maybe outside of their job, but basically a lot of people, for the most part, try to do a 401k program with their jobs, right? Or a 457, just depends on where they work. But everybody's situation is different, right?
Mhm.
Some companies offer 401k or some type of retirement plan, some don't. Some do offer and some match and some don't, right? So
Yeah.
it just really depends on the situation. So that's why I think it's really important that people sit down with someone that truly understands how all this stuff works, uh, analyzes each individual situation, and then offers some solutions that might render better returns for them. Right?
Oh, okay. So I've been hearing, like, on the internet, that there's some type of policy that kind of combines them both. Like, you can invest, but also your family be covered if you pass away. What is that? What you think, or what do we do there?
Well, that's a great comment question, Adam. I think life insurance is sold very deceptively in the United States. There's a lot of stuff out there that people are pushing, specifically say stuff like IULs and whole life and stuff like that. We would generally call those cash value policies. Um, if you really dig into the numbers, in most cases, not almost all cases, um, you're better off having a term life insurance policy in place because you can get the most coverage possible for as least cost as possible, which allows the client enough money to invest, right? Where you have a way better potential return on their investment than some type of cash value policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's better to separate them.
Yeah, we highly recommend that, right? A lot of the financial gurus out there that teach money, that's what they teach: buy term insurance and invest the difference, because
Okay.
yeah, like I said, the potential return is much greater.
Oh, okay. So separating them is beneficial because there's a greater return.
Yeah, because a true investment in the S&P or some type of mutual fund or something like that, that is potentially going to grow more than let's say an IUL, because IULs, just as another point, most IUL agents are just life insurance agents. There's nothing wrong with
Oh.
that, but they talk about, like, if they're investors, like they invest.
Mhm.
They don't invest. They just mirror the market, right? A true person that has securities licenses can actually invest the money properly in the stock market, right? Via a mutual fund or something like that. But yeah, IOL agents typically are just life insurance agents, and they don't have investment licenses.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very cool. So kind of jumping out of that category. So what about, like, for a business? So, like, if I have a business, how do we protect that as well?
Well, that's probably very important for people to do. Yeah, obviously, some people start businesses and they grind and they work their butts off to build something for their legacy, for their family, for
Mhm.
all that good stuff, right? But an untimely death can affect all that.
Yeah.
And not just personally, like the owner of the business could pass away, but that's where that person would have to have a good policy in place, a well-funded policy that would take care of their family. But what if it's a partnership, right?
Yeah.
And that's where people don't utilize stuff like, let's say, key man insurance, right? For example, let's say me and you open an investment in a business together.
Yeah.
We're going to utilize your skill set, you're going to utilize my skill set, and if something was to happen to one of us, it could be detrimental to the company, right?
Yeah.
So the life key man insurance would step in and pay out the other partner so that they can either replace the partner or just or cover the losses that the company's experiencing because they lost one of their key employees or key partnerships,
Yeah.
right? And or employees, like I just said. I mean, what if maybe it's not a partnership? Maybe I have a key employee that is my right hand man, my right hand gal, right? And if something was to happen to her, it would be detrimental to my business,
Mhm.
right? So the key man insurance will step in, cover my losses so that my company doesn't shut down or something, right?
Oh wow. Is that it? No, there was another one.
I could swear there was one more.
Solo family business? No, buyout.
No, I think
We continued on, didn't we?
I think I just expanded onto more somehow, but I forgot what.
401k. We talked about business policies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, another question would be, what if my company doesn't have a 401k?
Man, well that's there's a lot of companies, especially here in California, where they just passed those laws recently that companies have to have retirement plans for their employees,
Oh.
which I think is a great law. There's still stipulations where people can sidestep it, but in general, if we have a company out there that's looking to take care of, I mean, because obviously if it's a small business, they have a different relationship with their employees. Maybe like they consider people family, right? So if they care for them that much, they would want to set them up somehow with some type of retirement plan. Because if they're going to work for them for the next 20, 30 years, when they're done working for them, they want to make sure they're leaving with money, right? Be able to retire properly, right? So we're able to go in there and set up a 401k program for the company, and actually structure it around a group life insurance for the company as well. So that way, if one of the employees was to pass away, their families are going to be taken care of. They're going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
So the employer can not only take care of their employee, but they're actually making sure that their families would be okay in an untimely death as well.
Wow. Okay. So how does someone reach out? How do they come to find out more? If one of these things made sense with them, how do they contact you? How do they contact
They
us?
can DM us or just comment down below. Family, right? Because obviously a lot of the times everything that we do is really for our families,
Yeah.
right? I'm a father. I'm a husband, right? I work my butt off for my family. So if something was to happen to me, I want to know that financially they're going to be okay.
Right.
That they're going to have the funds they need to keep moving forward, but also allows them to grieve, not be worrying about money,
Yeah.
but they actually get to grieve the loss, right? And that's so yeah, man. Comment family. If your family matters to you, it's probably one of the things you should really do. And God willing, most likely you get to retirement. Hey, let's show up to retirement with money.
Heck yeah. You heard him. So if any of that made sense to you, then comment below, family, and we'll reach out to you and get you set up.
That's right.
Oh, that was money right there.